What's going on, Jeromes? So the Minnesota Vikings searching for their future franchise quarterback, and a name that could certainly be in play towards the top of the NFL draft is Drake Maye. It's going to be May, all of those jokes. North Carolina, come on and raise up, indeed. And, of course, all the connections, blah, blah, blah. Vikings quarterbacks coach Josh McCown coached Drake Maye in high school. Did you hear about that? Yeah, all right. So the connections are there, and a lot of people do connect the Vikings if they make a trade up in the draft with Drake Maye, or, I don't know, off chance, like maybe Drake Maye tumbles to 11. Unlikely. Quite unlikely. But who really knows, man? But Merril Hoge, former NFL player, running back for the Steelers back in the day. Also, I love that Merril Hoge had a neck roll. It was fantastic. But NFL analyst, formerly on Edge NFL Matchup, which was great. Part of my early mornings on the weekends as a kid. It was fantastic. But, all right, so he's not the largest fan in the world of Drake Maye. Now, Merril Hoge, he's had some major hits. Had a couple misses too, but no one bats 1,000 in this game. But called Johnny Manziel a bust before the 2014 draft. Accurate. He was in love with C.J. Stroud last year. Had the only first-round grade on a quarterback on him last season. Nailed it. And then this year, on Caleb Williams, he's not special. He's not Patrick Mahomes, not even close to that. We'll see. As well as he does have Jaden Daniels over Drake Maye, which, I mean, Jaden Daniels won the Heisman, and Jaden Daniels, his arm and accuracy is underrated. I think his movement skills do overshadow him as a passer, but argument for another day. But Merril Hoge, maybe not so much in on Drake Maye. This is from Chris Shad over at Athlon Sports. Hoge isn't a fan of Maye or the other quarterbacks in this year's class. He kind of poo-poos on this year's class, even though, I don't know, man. The Minnesota Vikings are on the search for blah, 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 blah. In an interview with WCC, O's Henry Lake, Lake had a weekend. Hoge expressed skepticism towards the North Carolina product, citing his lack of accuracy and mental processing as reasons he could fail in the NFL. Quote, Drake Maye is the kind of player that will get you fired. Woo, woo. Spicy. Hoge said, especially if you draft him in the top 5 or top 3, he's going to get you fired. Hodge's criticism stems from Maye's inconsistency on the field. Maye threw for 43, yards, 38 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, while completing 66.2% of his passes in 2022. But those numbers dropped precipitously, blah, 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 blah. Well, a big factor of that is losing his offensive coordinator, Phil Longo, who obviously worked very well with. Plus, I mean, Tez Walker's eligibility. NCAA is a joke, by the way. But, yeah, there definitely was a drain of talent from North Carolina from 2022 to 2023. Josh Downs going to the Colts last year was a stud at Chapel Hill. And then Hoge compared the Tar Heel to Malik Willis, which, I don't know, man. I don't know, who was a projected first-round pick before sliding to the Tennessee Titans in the 3rd round in the 2022 draft. The Titans just love the fallen quarterback. So they took Willis in the 3rd round 2022. They took Will Levis last year in the 2nd, 2023. I don't know, man. Quote, Willis might be the only guy I can think of that is as erratic as Maye, Hoge said. I studied him for 2 years. I watched every one of his games last year. His last game against North Carolina State was probably the most embarrassing display I've seen from a guy who is supposed to be an elite franchise quarterback. He's erratic. He's everywhere. And yeah, the whole thing about it is he's going to get you fired. And oof. Going down the rabbit hole. So the video introduction of Jameis to the Browns, and the Browns, Andrew Berry, former boss of Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, current Vikings GM, on his board he had a quote from his former boss in Philly, Howie Roseman, to win a Super Bowl, you either need the best player, Tom Brady, or make a decision that could cost you your job. And, I mean, Drake Maye, is he erratic at times? Yes. Does he need to work on footwork? Yes. Does he need to make the easy plays look easy? Yes. But the high-end stuff, oh my God, I can't believe first off, I can't believe he tried that throw. Second of all, I can't believe he completed that throw. That is Drake Maye's DNA. He is a true gunslinger. And you know what we said, I mean, there isn't really much that separates Caleb Williams and Drake Maye. They both had phenomenal 2022s. They both pressed too much in 2023 due to lack of talent around them. And Maye, I mean, yeah, he is a gambler. The Josh Allen, Bert Favre comparisons, adjacent comparisons, I think are pretty apt. And yeah, it could be a gamble if and when the Vikings do trade up into the stratosphere and take Drake Maye. But we already got the scouting report. Like, you know who knows Drake Maye a little bit better than Merril Hoge? Josh McCown. Like, he knows of his capabilities, he knows his wiring, he knows what he's made of, etc. And I mean, Hoge. Sure, maybe Hoge is tough on all these prospects coming in. He is a little bit tougher of a evaluator versus, I don't know, me. I don't know, that guy's good. Well, Sam Hotman could work out. Who knows? But yeah, especially pointing at the NC State game, where the final game of his North Carolina career, where he was 22 of 38, 254, only completed 58% of his passes, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Wasn't great. He did run in a touchdown. Also, he had 106 rushing yards, by the way. So he's running for his life behind that shoddy offensive line. And he did have 3 multiple interception games last season, one against the Gophers as well. Even though, I mean, the Gophers game was a beatdown. I mean, come on. And also, the South Carolina game to start the season was a 14-point win, even though he threw 2 picks. So I do feel like, Hoge, like we said, is he a tough evaluator? Sure. Does he make some very salient points? Yes. But I don't know, to say that this year's quarterback class isn't great, I feel like it's a little bit of pick and nits. And yeah, I mean, Hoge is a very tough evaluator. He has very high standards. Yes. And do these guys meet those yet? Probably not, but can they grow and show into them? Yes, and especially given the support system here with the Vikings, with the weapons, given the coaching, given the tackles, and hopefully the interior offensive line soon, as well as improved running game, as well as pressure where you don't have to play right away. May, if he lands here, or Daniels, or McCarthy, or Penix, or whoever, is going to have a great opportunity to grow and show here. So, I don't know, man. Like, I'm still in on the Drake Maye hype. Like, if the Vikings find a way to trade up into the stratosphere, I'm down to clown. But, like I said, whoever it is, we're all in. We're all in. All these guys have their pluses. They have their minuses, especially including Caleb Williams. And, I mean, is this one that's going to age poorly? I think it's possible, man, because I think that given the right structure, Drake Maye can tone down the gunslingerness and then just really get after things, because I feel like his ceiling is as high as any quarterback in this draft, including Caleb Williams, and hopefully the environment here in the great state of Minnesota means that he's not going to get hit, means that he doesn't have to press, means that he doesn't have to play hero ball all the time, and that's where a lot of his negatives came in last year, and that's where Merril Hoge is absolutely right. But your thoughts are thoughts. Drake Maye is the guy that's going to get you fired. Merril Hoge thinks so. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and his thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.